so I'm really skipping around here because I had to run to the store and get that adapter right there. And then I had to, this proportioning valve, for those of you that don't know what a proportioning valve is, sorry, the lighting is like terrible here. This runs my rear brakes because this is a dual master cylinder, and if it equally distributes the same pressure to disc brakes and drum brakes, it doesn't work very well. I experienced that with the 58 in there. So I have one on there. It works okay, I guess. It seems to have alleviated the problem a little bit. I'll have one on the gasser. This one actually was for the gasser, but it's on here now because I'm getting this done first. Oh wait, no, I still have to get one for the gasser. I forgot. So anyway, the reason I'm cutting this off here, like, see, this connects, this is all rear brake, and then this is the front brakes. If I ever want to take this body off the frame, all I have to do is unscrew the brakes right here at this point, at these 2 points, and I can lift the whole body off, and no strings attached. All right, so a slight problem here. Since the frame's boxed in, I was excited to hide the brake lines inside of that because that would make the most sense, and it's probably the most protected place on the car. No rocks are going to jump up and dent my brake line or anything. That'd be great, but because the motor mounts, because I cut those notches in there and took those plates back, you can see it through the hole there. It's like a wall. It goes the whole way back, and yeah, I can't fish it through. I tried every which way, every angle. It's screwed. So I'm gonna have to run them where they're exposed. Well, it's just one line. The rear is, tucked away there, but I really didn't want it to be exposed. I really liked how, simple and clean this was, but I guess we have to go that route. Yeah, I don't know if I'm digging that whole design there. I thought it was kind of cool how, one went through the other, and it's kind of confusing, and I figured people could look at it and be like, oh, I can't tell which one's which, whatever. But I don't know if I like it, like, sticking out the side like that. I thought I'd do something different. And when you're standing at a normal distance, it's really not that big a deal. It looks okay, I guess. I might leave it like that. I don't know yet. But anyway, obviously I had to make them tuck back there a little bit, but I have to tie this one in and tie that one in, and I need to go grab another brake line because that one is too short, obviously, but I just they're $1, so I wasted it on purpose just to kind of see how that would look going across there. I really don't like it. Things get dropped back there, things collect in there, including water and moisture. I really don't want anything in there, but we're gonna have to run it along there somehow. So maybe, I think I might run it along the back. All right, so the throttle functions well. That spring works out. And I don't think, you know, obviously people that do this a lot understand, but like there's a lot that behind the scenes, like trying to get these pedals just to be even with each other, you know, like without one being further back, you know, than the other, just to have them nice and, you know, perfectly even and everything. Like that made me have to cut this rod twice and re-weld it. So I had to weld on it 3 times instead of just 2, which is no big deal, but I had to cut a huge section out of it because it ended up being too long. And then I had to drill another hole in there, so that looks horrible as usual, but I got to do something with that anyway, so whatever, it needs to function. That's the most important. So it's in there. I got it mocked up. I got to paint it because it'll just rust, and then I'm gonna finish these brakes. All right, so I'm just gonna take advantage of these holes, you know, and then we'll just pull one of these right there and we'll get a clip in there. And yeah, that's the I'm not exactly excited about this brake job. I really wish it could have went inside of this where I boxed the frame, but whatever. You can't see it unless you're like really up on it. I mean, you have to be in there, but I don't know, man. And then up here, I don't know how I feel about it. I thought it looked, you know, I was like trying to make a work of art, but you know, I'm not a car builder. I do tattoos and other artistic stuff. Like I'm more creative than I am you know, a fabricator or really anything. I don't know, but I guess it all kind of goes hand in hand for sure, you know, whether it's woodworking or whatever. But yeah, from the looks of this car, it looks like someone probably was on acid when they did it, or you know, some kind of hallucinogen, and kind of just got lost in whatever they were doing, and we're like, wow, all right, that's it. But yeah, it looks kind of goofy, but I don't know, like I don't know if it looks good that way or bad, but let me know in the comments, because I'll just go by what you guys say. I can always change it, and I'm gonna fill that hole in right there. I'm gonna fill all that in. I'm gonna put some kind of plate across there. It's gonna be cool, like a sign, like a vintage sign. I know that's what everybody does, but it might not even be a vintage sign. It might be just a piece of sheet metal with a cool painting on it or something. But I haven't figured it out yet, but it's definitely got to be done, because I got to cut more out for the distributor cap. So I have to fill that in with something eventually, and I'm probably just going to bolt it in, you know, old school looking, but or maybe rivet it in. That would be even cooler. But I don't know. We're just going to take it one day at a time here. You know, I don't really plan much. Before I go to bed at night, I'm like, okay, maybe I'll try to get this done on it tomorrow, and that's about it. And then I just try to see how much I can get done. But until, you know, next time, you know, I got the pedals done, I got the brakes ran. We're pretty much at wiring now. I got to get the rear end done. Yes, you know, it's always something, you know, rear end isn't cheap, but you know, it's got to be done. Been trying to wait and put it off. And then I got to wire this baby up, and I'm not looking forward to that. I need a different steering wheel. I got to get a other steering wheel. I might put some kind of a shift knob on that, some kind of a wooden handle or something like that. I have all kinds of ideas, but I just need to execute them and get to work instead of talking. So I got everything done today that I, you know, planned on getting done at least, and now we're pretty much at the same point as the gasser. We're at wiring, and this was my plan that I wanted to do last spring, but obviously it didn't work out because, you know, work just, I don't have time. So everything has to be done in the winter and in this carport in the freezing cold, or else I'd be in the garage working, you know, in the summertime. But I wanted to be at this point to wire up both cars at the same time in the spring. I think I mentioned it in one of my videos. There's so many of them. I can't remember what project I was on when I had that plan, but I think since I got this car, like last spring when I kind of got it up to where it was before I started this series in the winter, I really like thought that was going to be possible by, you know, midsummer. But whatever, man. I mean, things happen, and I don't ever like put any kind of pressure on myself of like a deadline. Like, I don't care at all. These are home movies. I'm not pressured to put anything out. I might go a year of taking a break from YouTube. I don't know. And if I do, I apologize to those of you that watch this like regularly and enjoy them. I'm always doing projects, so I just film what I'm doing, and this just happens to be it. So this, I really hope to have the gasser and this wired. I'm going to do them at the same time, whether that's next week or next month. I'm not sure, but I'm going to buy the same wiring harnesses for both. And once I do one and I'm familiar, I'm going to do another. I'm going to try to get some help, possibly. But ultimately, I think that I can figure it out. I don't think it is rocket science. I'd probably have an easier time, though, like the more I think about it, of wiring it myself, like with like just wire on like a spool instead of like pre-labeled color-coded wire. I think if I just ran one thing at a time with wire, I think I'd be all right. I think that would be easier for me. But I think half the battle is color coding all this shit and going through it and trying to read these little labels, and half the stuff you don't use. And I don't know, like I don't even know, to be honest. I'm just talking trash, and like I've never tried it, so who am I to say? But from like watching videos and the looks of it, that's more intimidating than the wiring itself. But yeah, I'm up to that point, and I'm happy to be up to that point. I don't know what really motivated me. I mean, I guess boredom motivated me this winter, because work really slows down in the winter, so I have to do this now, or else I won't have time to do it in the summer. So it's at a really good point. Like, even if I stopped right now and didn't get back to it for another year, this is like a really good stopping point. Like, there's not much left to do. There's a lot left to do if I really get picky and like really want to make the interior nice, do a roof on it, stuff like that, windows and stuff like that. But like, to wire it up and like start it up and drive it around the block safely and stop, that's becoming a reality. Like, that could be tomorrow if I wired it tomorrow, but it's not going to be tomorrow. But yeah, thanks for, you know, those of you who do watch this. I really appreciate the input and everything. You guys are awesome. And I learn a lot from you guys. It means a lot, because I am completely winging everything I do. I have no knowledge of this, and I'm using hand tools. It sucks, but I make the best of it. And if, you know, please keep letting me know if I'm doing something that's like iffy, or if you're seeing anything like that, because I take it into consideration and then I go back and fix it. So thank you, and I guess stay tuned for the next episode, hopefully sooner than later.